Oh, that was depressing. Right, morning fellas. Yeah, it's not a video I want to make, but I feel it has to be done. What is going wrong at Aston Villa at the moment? I've got myself a big fat long list. I don't know if you can see that, but I've made a big list, and I also asked you guys on Twitter, so let's get into it. So for me, the three main areas that we have an issue with at the moment is 1, the fans, 2, the players themselves, and 3, excuses / injuries. So as I said, I put out the question on Twitter, and a lot of the replies were just people saying the issue at the moment is the fans and how toxic it can be at Villa Park. And for me, I think Villa Park has always had that kind of expectation upon it, especially since we've been in the Championship. The fans want to be in the Premier League. I've got no issue with that. Of course we want to be in the Premier League, but I just think some of the fans, they just need to get real a little bit. They just need to accept that we are part of the Championship now. We are solid in the Championship. We're not Premier League top 6 anymore. I know it's a shame, but we just need to get our heads around that. I'm editing this, and it seems that I'm a little bit hard on the Villa fans. I don't mean to be. I'm just saying my thoughts. I don't mean to be harsh to any of the fans. I'm not having a go at Villa fans. Just, yeah. Anyway, back to the video. I don't think social media helps with this as well. I've seen after games when we just draw or we don't win on Twitter, it can be a really horrible place. Some people call it for Smith's head, which is an absolute joke. I've said it before, I just can't get my head around it. I mean, we've had, what, 10 years of mismanagement under the owners, Randy Lerner, some managers chopping and changing every 6 months. It's just not on. We need stability, we need sustainability in this club over anything else. I'd rather have a sustainable club that doesn't have the risk of going bust every summer like we had in 2018. I'd rather have that over promotion. I can't remember what season it was, but it was a few years ago. I think we had 3 managers in a season. Yeah, it was the relegation season. We had Tim Sherwood, Remy Gard, and then Eric Black at the end of the season. I mean, we were doomed from the get-go in that season, let's be honest. What a funny season that was when we got relegated. But we just need stability. I think last season we didn't see it until after the playoff final, but we just weren't sustainable. I'll keep on banging on about it, but as soon as, I think it was a few days after the playoff final, it all unravelled with Dr. Tony and Keith Winers, and how Dr. Tony's money problems nearly made Aston Villa cease to exist. And we don't have that anymore. I think Purslow coming in and the new owners, I like Purslow. He seems to know what he's talking about. He's worked at Chelsea, Liverpool before, and you could see when Smith came in, they had a plan. And I don't think the plan was to go up this season. I think it was just to steady the ship and just get some of Dean Smith's players in the summer. He needs a pre-season. He needs to get his own players in, because the state that Steve Bruce has left our squad in. You look at the defence. What was that? We had 1 centre-back in the club. It was an absolute shambles, and people are like, Smith, realistically, what is he meant to do with that? Smith has a certain way of playing. We saw it at Brentford, and he's never going to be able to play that way with Bruce players. Whelan, he ain't going to be able to press, is he? Jedinak, Hutton, El Mohammadi even? I don't know. Smith, if you ever watched him at Brentford, he loves a quick passing game. You saw it when we played Brentford. It's still there. He basically built that. And the players that Bruce had, the older players, it's just not going to work, is it? And you can't expect us to just click of the fingers and bang, we're up there in the playoffs. It's just not going to work like that. Again with the fans, I was watching the Villa View fan cams from Saturday, and Adam Wright, he's a top bloke, met him before. He was talking about his son and how his son isn't happy following the Villa at the moment. Roll the clip.
My lad, 12 years, he's 12 years old, and I asked him this morning, he said, Dad, I don't want to come today. And you can't blame him, because all he's ever known us is be rubbish. Yeah. And I keep saying to him, come on sonny, it will get better. And he's turning around and he's saying, well, it hasn't for the last 10 years. And I can't do it to him anymore. And that's what we've got. 10 years this is now.
I've seen it going a bit viral on Villa Twitter. It's just so sad to see. It really is. Like, I've been following the Villa since 2011. It might sound a bit sad. I was born in 2001, so I was about 10. My family don't follow football really, so it was down to me to start supporting the Villa. And I started in 2011, which was basically when it all started going wrong. So I've seen some horrendous things over the years, and I really haven't seen the good times. Fair play, a lot of the people at the Villa, the older people, of course they've seen fantastic times at the Villa, the European Cup, the League Cup in the 90s. I've seen nothing. So, oh dear, I'm getting flashbacks. Awful flashbacks. That's another thing. I think I'm kind of used to this, but the older people, they've got their expectations, and that's fine, but they need to get real. We're Championship now. We are a Championship club. Right, I'm going to move on from the fans, onto the players. Recently I've seen a lot of people saying this, that some of the players know that their time's up at Villa and they'll be off in the summer, and that's why they're not performing at the moment. I mean, Kurt on Twitter says, most of the players know that they aren't going to be staying past the summer, so their efforts dropped. I don't think their efforts, no. I've seen a lot of people say it, you can see it on the pitch sometimes, it's so obvious that the effort just isn't quite there, and we're so inconsistent. You look at the run we had in November, early December, where's that Villa gone? It's the same players, where's the Villa gone? Apart from Grealish, but we can't blame all of this on Grealish. I've seen a lot of people replying to me on Twitter saying the reason that we're a bit of a shambles at the moment is because of Grealish, but you can't go from winning 3-0 at Derby, 3-0 at Middlesbrough, should have beaten West Brom, to this because of one player. I know he's going to say world class then, don't think so. He's a really good player at this level, and of course it's going to make a difference, but this much of a difference, really? Scott on Twitter says this, too many players out of contract, we've already discussed that. Trying to implement a style doesn't work consistently for this squad. Poor fullbacks and out of form wingers. The wingers, especially this season. Balassi, his time was a bit weird. He went in January. The wingers, El Ghazi, start December, absolutely phenomenal. He was like the second coming of Cristiano Ronaldo at West Brom. He was absolutely phenomenal. You could see the confidence was flying through him, and he scored a screamer against West Brom. He was taking the mick towards the end of that game. Where's that El Ghazi gone? In the last few weeks, he's looked a shadow. He's been so poor. And it's not just him. Codger, he doesn't look interested. He doesn't fancy tracking back these days. The wingers this season, I don't know. And he talks about the fullbacks as well. Alan Hutton's getting on. Absolute legend, obviously, for scoring that goal against the Blues, but his time's up for me in the summer. He's got to go. He's 34 now. El Mohammadi as well. Taylor's getting a lot of stick recently as well. I don't mind Taylor. He's a decent, solid full-back, but he's been getting a lot of stick. Obviously, next season we've got that French geezer coming in, Gilbert, I believe. Hopefully Bree coming back, and just a left-back, Rico Henry maybe. Hopefully Smith can get him in from Brentford. But it goes back to the players. They just do not suit Smith's style of play. You can see it. Big Luke Thompson says on Twitter, too many individual talent, no team spirit, all wanting to play for themselves. It's a good point. Sometimes recently it just looks like the players have never ever met each other before. They look like a team of individuals. We saw it in the second half against West Brom. Like, we had the ball for the whole of that second half, and it was just the same old pass it round the back, give it Whelan, pass out wide, give it back. It's the same old. It's like, we've got no cutting edge. Like, go for it, lads. It's like, it's so poor, and that's why I think the pre-season with Smith is going to be so important, to just let the new players, whatever happens in the summer, there's going to be an overhaul of players. You look at the loan players are going to go, the old players are going to go. We need that pre-season with the new players just to gel and really learn how each other play. Matty Bird on Twitter says, not enough creativity, not enough chances being created. That goes back to Grealish. Individual mistakes, wrong plays being used in the right system, not a plan B. Time is needed. Time. That is the word. Perslow said financially there's no rush to get promoted. Obviously, of course, we all want to get promoted, but financially there is no rush. Obviously, you look at Abraham, who's going to go. Grealish will go if we don't get promoted, which we're not. But yeah, we just need time. This goes back to the fans. LC on Twitter just says, the fans are turning on Dean Smith and the players. The players are being used as scapegoats, etc, etc. Scapegoats. We always have to have one down the Villa. The scapegoat at the moment for me is Conor Hourihane. I mean, he's been getting so much stick. James Rushton on Twitter said that this time last year he scored that worldie against Blues and people like bowing down to him. Absolute legend, Conor Hourihane. A year later, look what's changed. He's just getting absolutely hammered, and I said it in the West Brom video. When he came off against West Brom, people were cheering, and that goes back to the fans again. It's just not on. It's really, really bad. Back to Smith as well. I know it's a bit of a funny comparison, but Alex Ferguson, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, in their first seasons at their clubs, they didn't do much. Guardiola at Man City, they didn't do anything. I mean, Klopp finished 8th with Liverpool. Now look, they're absolutely flying, and they're probably going to win the Premier League. It's going to be tight, obviously, but we won't get into that. Give Smith a chance. Villa fans, they're never patient. Patient is the word. Time is the word. We need it. This season is an absolute write-off. We know it is. Nothing's going to happen this season. We're just playing for pride now. Next season is the one. Build in the summer. Get the players to gel, and we go again in the summer. Get behind Dino. Get behind the new boys. Let's go again next season and really, really push. But I don't want to be too negative. I've spent this video being negative, but let's be positive. We've got new players coming in. We've already got that Gilbert geezer coming in. Let's look forward to next season, look forward to the new style of play, hopefully, and just get behind the boys. I'll be at Stoke next week. Not expecting anything, but we're just going for a laugh. You know how it is. Stay positive. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, interested to see what you guys think. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. As I've said, see you at Stoke, and up the Villa boys. Oh, that was depressing.